Justin Trudeau talks unicorns and rainbows with Stephen Colbert and offers a glimpse of what his re-election bid could look like. I wish I could say the Star was exaggerating. Yes, there was mention of unicorns and rainbows that apparently Canada has. Obviously, I'm being facetious to a degree. It was mentioned in passing as a bit of a joke about how amazing Canada is, this, that, the other. Let's get into what was kind of discussed on the show, shall we? First off, this was interesting. Trudeau was talking about in the context of how Canada's role on the global stage is to help other countries, help other people out. Well, he was talking about his relationship with Haiti. And, well, let's just say, let's just watch it.
We have a role of bringing people together. Today, I was engaged in Haiti this morning. We're working hard on trying to work through that political crisis in a meeting that we'd gathered with a whole bunch of different leaders.
And are your cats okay? Your cats and your dogs are fine?
I'm going to move right past that one. I had a nice meeting with Malala to talk about women and girls in Africa.
You know, I got to admit that was a good comedic timing on Colbert's part. Not a huge fan of Colbert in general, but that was kind of comical. See, just be able to, I don't know if Trudeau really believed he was going to get through that without the cats and dogs being mentioned. So it was kind of funny to see him squirm, kind of move himself around, trying a very political way to maneuver around a potential international incident. So, I thought that was funny. But we get into the more serious things. Colbert, as per usual, is, a left-wing media shill in a lot of ways, and has to really make sure the talking points of the establishment. Whether, even though we talk about Canada, America, things are the same, things are different, whatever you want to say. The Democrat playbook is very similar to the Liberal playbook. They're going through a lot of the similar things, trying to institute very similar policies. So you have to admit that they're probably talking to each other at various points. Thus, when the media establishment down in the States has the Canadian Prime Minister on, they're going to hit a lot of the same talking points to make sure that he can hit all of his bases. So they were talking about the rise of right-wing extremism in the West and how it's really impacting Canada.
The far right and flirtations with fascism at the very least.
Flirtations with fascism, y'all.
Even in Canada, your Conservative Party leader, your opponent there, has been called Canada's Trump, and I'm sorry about that. But I'm curious why at least some form of nativism or far-right xenophobia might grow in a country even as polite as Canada. Why do you think this is getting a foothold even in your country?
Again, Colbert setting him up to knock it out of the park with far-right extremism and calling Pierre Poilievre Canada's Trump, as that's a talking point that's been talked about on social media, but as well as been talked about in the House of Commons. They've, on a couple of occasions, already called the Conservative Party here in Canada Maple MAGA, which is so dumb on so many levels. But it is what it is. And so we can expect this out of Colbert, that he'll set up Trudeau with this type of statement and trying to make this type of point that there's a rise of right-wing extremism in Canada. Yeah, the people who disagree with how you're going about things, ruining our country, and starving people in the streets. Yes, those are those right-wing extremists that they warned you about. The ones who, care about other people, ones who care how we are viewed on the world stage, ones who just want to buy a home, maybe even just rent. Maybe we just want our kids to go to school and enjoy their lives. Those are the right-wing extremists that we've been warned about and been told about. So that seemed very disingenuous coming from Colbert. And last but not least, we'll kind of get into the last point that Trudeau made.
Into next year's election, your party has lost some seats in Parliament. Your party is 17 points behind in the polls. And this week, your rivals are calling a vote to possibly force you out of office. Mm-hmm. Give the devil
an election.
Force an election. Okay, so
that's going to happen.
Snap election, I believe it's called. Is that true? I love that. Yeah. give the devil his due. What's their rationale? What would you imagine a
Can he be
reasonable
humble?
argument for their complaints is?
Can you be humble here?
Well, that it's a really tough time in Canada right now. People are hurting. People are having trouble paying for groceries.
Oh my gosh. Well, it is what it is. So the point here at the end of the day is he gets to the idea that people are struggling. People are having a hard time. People are annoyed. People are frustrated. And he admits that, yeah, I may have had something to do with it. Or just, I'm in the figurehead. Of course they're going to be directing their frustrations at me. It's just, it is what it is. And that's why some people are going to be wondering if they can get an election going here. It was really funny earlier in this interview, Colbert's like, so how many times have you been voted in? I was like, I got 3. I've won 3 elections. Yeah, I mean, you won 1 and then you have asterisks on the other 2, meaning you had a minority government in back-to-back terms. And again, you can't really explain that to the American audience because they don't understand how their election system works, let alone how ours works, right? And people are just be like, oh yeah, he's the leader, so he keeps winning. Barely winning. So much so that he doesn't even have full control of the parliament unless he does things for other parties. Yeah. Doing a great job, isn't he? Oh, he's jumping. He's great. He's doing awesome. Best leader of our lifetime right here, Justin Trudeau. It was really interesting kind of the perspective he gave the international audience here of how well Canada's doing. It was funny watching X read through X and a lot of people being like, wow, it's so good to hear someone say something positive about Canada for a change. Unlike that Polyev, he keeps talking negatively about the country, talking her down. It's like, brother, Polyev isn't talking Canada down. Polyev is talking about all the things that this man has broken. And we want to get back to the Canada that we once were. We were once proud of. Not this gaslighting, inauthentic trash television. We want some real numbers. We'll show you some real numbers. This is posted by M. Pelche on X. Let's give you an idea. This is the United States here on the left-hand side. This is Canada on the right-hand side. Red line is housing prices. Blue line is disposable income of the individual. And this goes up to 2020. So this isn't even taking into account how bad it's been the last 4 years. Over here, United States, disposable income was nice and high above housing prices. Canada, housing prices are up here. Disposable income's way down here. House prices nearly tripling your disposable income. Yes, don't get me wrong. The Harper years, there are some definitely questionable decisions he made that aided in this. Pretty much anybody who was in power from like 98, 99 till now had a hand in a lot of this bubble that we're seeing. But Trudeau really made it worse, like exponentially worse. And so he wants to say how good Canada is, how great things are going. Yeah, we're having some tough times here and there. But overall, life's good. Canada's doing great. Yeah, Canada's doing great. Canada is doing great. That was electric, wasn't it? Well, we enjoyed it. Hope you did too. If you did, you can check this video out here to the top right corner right near my window. Get over. There it is. There it is right there. And if you liked that, you can also check this one right here. We love you. Have a good one. Peace out.